What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our series where we take a deep dive into the OCTAVES method. I am just so glad you're here today as we explore a topic that is just deeply misunderstood in our culture. What is it? Exercise, which leads us to episode 7. But before we begin, let's just give a gentle reminder that this video is for educational purposes only, and it is not a substitute for professional medical advice or diagnosis or treatment. The information shared here represents research findings and educational insights, and your individual experience may be unique to you. So please consult with a qualified healthcare professional for any health concerns before making any changes to your movement routine. If you are experiencing a mental health crisis, please call or text 988 in the US and Canada. You can also contact, let's say, your local emergency services immediately. So let's get to E in octaves. So far in our journey, we've explored observation for spiritual health and compassion for our ego health and therapy for our therapeutic health and animals and playfulness for our hormonal health and victuals for our nutritional health. And today, you got it, we have arrived at that letter E for exercise and our physical health. Yay! But I want to take a breath and release everything you think you know about the word exercise. Forget the images of grueling workouts, punishing routines, and the no pain, no gain mentality. We are not here to talk about weight loss, performance matrix, or how to get a six-pack. Today we are reframing exercise. We are reclaiming it. We will explore movement as a pathway to body connection. We will learn about somatic awareness, which is the art of listening to the subtle language of the body. We will discuss moving in harmony with the seasons, and even most importantly, we will approach all of this with a trauma-sensitive language. This is about creating space for your own skin. For those of us navigating the symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, depression, this shift isn't just helpful, it's essential. So, why traditional exercise culture fails trauma survivors? Let me be honest. For many people, especially those who have experienced trauma, the gym may feel like a battlefield, not a sanctuary. The loud music, the mirrors, the cell phones and selfie pictures, the focus on pushing your body to its limits, it can be incredibly dysregulating. This is what I call workout culture. It's about a Western approach that really will prioritize external results over internal experience. It tells us to ignore our body signals, to push through the pain, and to value how we look over how we feel. And for, trauma survivors whose nervous system is already on a high alert, this can be deeply re-traumatizing. It can replicate the very dynamic of powerlessness and disconnection that the trauma created in the first place. And the research backs this up. A landmark 2017 study on trauma-sensitive yoga found that traditional trauma treatments often fail to address the physical or somatic complaints of trauma. They don't always help with the profound loss of awareness of one's own body in the present moment. This is because trauma isn't just about an event that happened in the past. It's a physiological imprint that lives in the body now. Therefore, any healing path that ignores the body is, let's say, incomplete. The paradigm shift we need is from performance to presence, from external validation to internal attunement, from no pain to no gain to a much more compassionate and effective mantra. Ooh, notice and choose. Notice and choose. I like that one. So let's get into the science. How movement heals trauma. You know, how exactly does mindful, trauma-informed movement heal us? The science is truly inspiring. It's not just about endorphins. It's about rewiring the nervous system from the bottom up. So, like, let's say one mechanism, completing survival responses. According to the brilliant work of Dr. Peter Levine and somatic experiencing, trauma gets trapped in the body when a survival response like fight, flight, freeze, fawn is unable to complete. The intense energy gets locked into our nervous system. You know, it's mindful movement that provides a safe container for to finally allow that energy to move through and release. It's about giving your body the chance to do what it instinctively wanted to do in the movement of trauma. I think it was a 2021 review of somatic experiencing really highlighted its effectiveness by focusing on this very principle of releasing bound survival energy. And then, you know, there's a mechanism too, which is building interoceptive awareness. Interoception is, you know, your ability to feel what is happening inside your body. Your heartbeat, your breath, a knot in your stomach. Trauma often serves this connection as a survival mechanism. It's too painful to feel. Trauma-sensitive movement is a gentle way to just rebuild that bridge. As a foundational 2009 paper on trauma-sensitive yoga explains, the practice is built around helping people regain their internal awareness, which is really a cornerstone for healing. By simply noticing sensations without judgment, you are reclaiming your own body. And then there's mechanism 3. Regulating the nervous system. And this is where Dr. Stephen Porges of the polyvagal theory gives a beautiful map of the nervous system. It shows we have 3 states, a calm and connected state, and that's what we call the ventral vagal, a mobilized fight or flight state, and that's called the sympathetic, and a shutdown collapse state called the dorsal vagal. Trauma survivals often get stuck just bouncing between the somatic and the dorsal states. This gentle, rhythmic movement done in a context of safety is one of the most powerful ways to guide our nervous system just back to that calm, connected, ventral vagal state. It's a neural exercise for safety. And then there's mechanism 4, which is really synchronizing the circadian rhythms. And that is finally our bodies are designed to live in rhythm with the 24-hour cycle of light and dark. A massive 2020 study that has been cited in over 1,000 times really confirmed that there is a powerful bi-directional link between mood disorders and disruptions to our circadian rhythms. So regular movement, especially when done at consistent times and with exposure to, let's say, natural light, is really a potent tool for resynchronizing these internal clocks, which can be particularly transformative for those with depression or even seasonal affective disorder. So, What does that mean? Moving with the seasons, let's say a natural rhythm. Our ancestors don't, they didn't have this thing called gym memberships. They move with the rhythms of earth, reconnecting with this seasonal flow that can be just profoundly grounding and healing. Spring, awakening and renewing. So let's think about this. In terms of a spring, the energy of the world is rising. The days get longer and life is bursting forth. Our movement can even mirror this. This is a time for gentle awakening. Think about starting a small garden, taking walks to notice the new buds on the trees, or practicing in a gentle flowing stretch as you greet the morning sun. This invitation here is to notice sensations of expansion, lightness, and curiosity in the body. And summer. Summer is expansion and play. Summer is a time of peak energy and expression. The sun is high and the world is vibrant. There's a natural time for more expansive and playful movement. If it feels right for you, this could be swimming, dancing to your favorite music, or simply playing with the children or pets in the park. This invitation is to connect with sensations of warmth, vitality, and joy. Fall for grounding and releasing. And as the day shortened in the fall, the energy of the earth begins to draw inward. This is a time for grounding and releasing. Slower, more deliberate movements can be just very supportive. You might try hiking or feeling your feet on the earth, practicing Tai Chi or Qigong, even doing grounding yoga poses. It's a time to notice sensations of stability, letting go, and of gratitude for the harvest of your life. Then there's winter, rest and restoration. Winter is the season of deep rest. Nature is dormant, conserving its energy for the spring to come. Our bodies are wise and want to do the same. This is not the time to, let's say, push yourself with intense workouts. It's a sacred time for restorative practices. Think of a gentle stretching, maybe a yin yoga by candlelight, or simply curling up with a blanket and focusing on your breath. This invitation is to honor your need for rest and to explore sensations of stillness, depth, even introspection. So movement throughout the day, micro practices. Healing doesn't just have to happen in a 1-hour class. It happens in the small movements, the micro practices throughout your day. And here are a few invitations. So let's say in the morning, before you even get out of bed, you might take a moment to just gently stretch your arms and legs, maybe noticing the sensations of your skin. And when you stand up, you could pause for a moment and feel your feet making contact with the floor. Taking notice, what do you notice? Is the floor cold or warm, hard, or soft? This is a simple act. This simple act is so powerful, and a powerful practice of embodiment. In the midday, if you, let's say, work at a desk, you could set a gentle alarm to remind you to stand up once an hour. You might roll your shoulders, just maybe stretch the neck, or simply just take 3 conscious breaths. You could also ask yourself, what does my body need right now? Maybe it's a glass of water, maybe a short walk, or maybe you're just looking out of a window. for a minute or so. And then in the evening you can create a small ritual to release the day. This could be 5 minutes of gentle stretching, a slow walk around the block without your phone, even a restorative pose, like lying on the floor with your legs up against the wall. The goal isn't to, let's say, burn calories. It's to signal to your body, or more importantly to your nervous system, that the day is done and that the transition is it's safe to rest. So as we move towards our practice, I want to highlight the principles that make movement trauma sensitive. It's really the language and a gift you can give yourself. First is choice. You are always in charge. You choose to move when you move and when you rest. Second is invitational language. Notice how I say you might try or you're invited to. This is a different form of a command. It respects your autonomy. And third is a present moment focus. The goal is to notice the sensations happening right now, not to achieve a perfect pose. Then the fourth is this non-judgment. Whatever you feel, numbness, tingling, discomfort, ease, it is all valid information. And finally, empowerment. You are the expert. You are the expert of your own body. Let me say that again. You are the expert. You are the expert of your own body. I am just a gentle guide. So let's maybe have a little short practice. So know that as a disclaimer, that you should be in a place that's safe. You shouldn't be driving or maybe working with crazy machinery, but in a safe place where you can maybe engage in a practice. So if you need to stop and pause until you get to that place, I invite that to you. I invite you to do that. So now I invite you to join me in a short practice, and you can do this sitting in a chair or standing. There's no right or wrong way. The only goal is to notice your experience. If at any point you want to stop, please honor that. You are absolutely in control. So let's see. Taking a couple of breaths. Now, I invite you to join me in a short practice of mindful movement. You can do this sitting down in your chair or standing, as I said, whichever feels most supportive for you right now. There's no right or wrong way to do this, and the only goal is to notice your own experience, movement by movement. Remember, you are in control. If at any point you feel the need to stop, to rest, or modify the movement, please honor that. Your body knows what you need. Taking a pause, let's begin by finding a comfortable position. If you're sitting, you might allow your feet to just rest flat on the floor. If you're standing, you might have a soft bend in your knees. You can let your hands rest wherever they are, wherever's comfortable or useful. And if it feels safe for you, you might allow your eyes to close in a gentle way. Or maybe you can just simply lower your gaze to a soft focus on the floor in front of you. That's right. Let's start by bringing our awareness to the breath. There's no need to change it. Just noticing the air as it enters your body and as it leaves, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest or belly. and just being with your breath for a few moments. Now, I invite you to bring your awareness to the points of contact your body is making. If you're sitting, you might notice the sensation of your feet on the floor, the weight of your body in the chair. If you're standing, you might feel the connection between the soles of your feet and the ground beneath you. Just noticing that sense of support, that feeling of being held by the chair or by the earth. From here, if it feels right for you, I invite you to begin a gentle movement on your next inhale. You might slowly raise your arms up, out to the side, or perhaps towards the ceiling. Only going as far as it feels comfortable. And on your exhale, you might slowly let them float back down. Let's try that again. Moving with your own breath. Inhaling, perhaps allowing the arms to float up or float out. And with your exhale, allowing them to float down. Just noticing the sensations in your shoulders, arms, even your fingertips. And doing this a couple of times, a couple of rounds with many pauses in between. It's really feeling the arms and letting them maybe go in different directions. Maybe a rotation forward. Maybe a rotation back. Or around, or up, or down. Really kind of getting attuned to that. Now, just letting your arms rest. Even though you might explore a gentle twist. If you're in a chair, you could maybe place one hand on the opposite knee and gently turn your upper body. If you're even standing, you might simply allow your torso to gently twist from side to side. There's no destination here, just exploring movement. Asking yourself, what do you notice in your spine, in your belly? Remember to keep breathing. Keep breathing. Taking a moment to stay centered with the breath. Allowing the movement in and out the body. Taking notice of any sensations that might arise. Connecting to your practice in any way that's useful for you in this moment. And now let's come back to the center. And for here, I invite you to explore some gentle movements in your neck and your shoulders a place where many of us just hold so much tension. You might slowly move or drop one ear down on your shoulders. There you go. Noticing the stretch along the side of your neck. And then in a gentle way, maybe back to the center. Taking notice. And maybe trying the other side. Or perhaps some slow and gentle shoulder rolls. Feels better. Maybe different. Remember, you are the expert of your body. Choose the movement that feels nourishing to you right now in this moment. There you go. Maybe slowing down. Maybe speeding up, but not too fast. And now let's bring our practice to a close. I invite you to find that stillness once again. You might place your hand on your heart or a hand on your belly, maybe even both. Feeling the warmth of your own touch. Taking a moment to notice any sensations that are present in your body right now. Is there warmth, tingling, numbness, heaviness, lightness? Whatever is there, just letting it be without any need to fix or change it. There you go. Let's take one final collective breath together, and that is a slow, deep inhale, and the slow, complete exhale, maybe with a sigh. When you feel ready, you might begin to bring some gentle awareness back to the room around you, maybe wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, or a gentle blinking of the eyes. They were closed. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Thank you for taking this time to just connect with yourself. You know, can you feel how this approach to movement weaves into the rest of the OCTAVES method? You can't truly observe your inner world if you're disconnected from your body. You can't really practice compassion for yourself if you are at war with your body in the gym. Your therapy will be infinitely more effective when you can track and process the somatic or physical component of your emotions. This physical health is the foundation that makes the mental, emotional, and spiritual work even possible. It is the embodiment of the Ma'at principles of truth and justice and harmony, giving your body the respectful attention it deserves. So, my invitation to you this week is to choose one micro practice, just one. Maybe it's feeling your feet on the floor in the morning. Maybe it's a midday stretch. Start small. Start with curiosity. Your body has been waiting to be in conversation with you. Next time, we will explore the final letter of our method, and that is S for Socialize and Relational Health. We'll discuss how our connections with others are essential for our healing. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. If it resonated, please like, subscribe, and share this series. Until next time, move with kindness.